check out Bite.
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Let us know
everyone.
what you're reading in the comments, and hope everybody is staying warm because I'm not. I know it's funny because it's like there's other parts of the country that are like super hot and still having fires and things like that. I think, and I'm like freezing. So it's
Yeah,
You
it's
need to move to
82 here.
Arizona.
yeah. I think I would love like Florida weather, except for the hurricanes.
You know, there is
I live
that.
for the- Yeah.
But if you can handle the tornado situation, you can handle the hurricanes.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate tornado season. It gets my anxiety going.
No doubt.
And Green Six says, "Good evening, everyone. I'll be starting off with Carmela by J. Sheridan Le Fanu, something like that. I think that is a vampire novel, if I'm
Sounds
right.
like it.
I think that's like a really old vampire novel." And Nancy says, "Hello, everyone. Tonight I'll try to finish up The Cat Who Lived High by Braun, number 11 in the series." Cool.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And Kaysen says, "Hi, everyone. Reading Round Up the Usual Peacocks, Meg Lindsay, number 31.
Wow.
So is that the latest one in that series? Because, I mean,
I think so.
31 sounds like it could be."
Mm-hmm.
Nadine says, "Hi, I'll be starting Snow Place to Die by Mary Diham, number 13 in her B&B series. I'd like to try catching up with the series. There's 32 books. Oh, well, have fun with that."
Wow.
I don't plan to binge read, so okay, there you go.
I did read, I think I've read all of them, except I think I stopped at like 30 or 31. There's a point where her last couple books, I just was like, okay, they're not what they used to be, but it was a great series.
Yeah, I do think there is a point when they get so long that they kind of run out of like fresh ideas for the series.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
How many murders can there possibly be?
Yeah. Says the murder she wrote like 55 novels or whatever.
Right?
And Elisa says, "Hello, everyone. Reading Perfect Bind by Dorothy St. James, second in the beloved Bookroom Mysteries. Just started it."
That's
Nice.
funny.
And Jinx says, "Hi, everyone. I'm reading The St. Paul's Conspiracy by Roger Still. Yeah, okay. And
Sure.
I'm excited because I live in St. Paul's. Oh, cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Thanks.
And Jessica Ann says, "Hello, everyone. Just finished You're Invited and about to start Killer Clown John Wayne Gacy True Crime.
No.
I think I'm going to be terrified." There you go.
Accurate.
And Tiffany's like, "Move it on." Move
Yeah,
it
no,
on.
I'm with you, Tiffany, on that one.
I would like to know, Jessica Ann, what did you think of You're Invited?
I want to know that too, because that's one I have on my list to read.
And Jessica Lynn says, "Hi, everyone. I'll be reading Amari and the Great Games about halfway through and hoping to finish and then start something else. How are you liking Amari and the Great Games?" I still need to get to that one. I'm so behind. And Purple Rain's Heart says, reading No Parm, No Foul, number 2.
Excellent.
I just finished that the other day.
What did you rate it, Sithorm?
I give it 3 stars. It's just okay. I don't like Carly. Is that her name? Very much.
Yeah.
And there were just some things that was just like, eh. But I didn't really care for the first one that much either. So I think it's just going to be one of those that if I continue, it's just going to be an okay series for me.
Fair enough.
I like some of the other characters, so I think I might continue on. We'll see. Well, I told Melmac it won't be like a high priority, like to get to the next one as soon as it comes out. But,
oh my goodness.
Jessica Ann, it snowed here today. Oh no.
You can keep it.
Yeah, you can keep
Too early for that.
I'm not ready for that yet.
No,
I mean, not that I ever get it here, but I'm just saying it's early.
Hi, Jenny says, "Hi, everyone. Getting ready to start Single Dad's Holiday Match by Tanya."
Nice.
Edler?
Excellent.
Agler.
Okay. Single Dad Holiday Match. That sounds fun. And Rena Reed says, "Hi everyone. I just started reading Little Women for the first time reading.
Oh,
I hope you're enjoying that one. I
Never read
really
that
like
book.
that one.
I
I need to reread it. It's been a
love
while.
it. It's one of my. Oh, I absolutely love it.
Cajun says, hurricanes, at least you get warnings, unlike tornadoes, which is true.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You're given time.
Yeah, because there's been a few times when it's like sirens, tornado. So it's like,
Problem,
thanks
you're
for
right. But the problem is it never hits where you think it's going to.
Yeah.
It
That's,
usually veers off
that's
course.
true.
And so, like happened this time, people that got hit weren't prepared because it wasn't supposed to hit anywhere close to that. But tornadoes, I've lived in the Midwest all my life until we moved to Florida, and tornadoes are definitely more unpredictable.
I think if I'm in like hurricane like vicinity, I'm like just gonna prepare just in case.
Well, and the other thing is that I didn't know this. I mean, I've only been in Florida since 2019, and there was one that was supposed to be a hurricane turned into a tropical storm. So the Ian was the first one where I was actually here, but I didn't realize that hurricanes often spin tornadoes.
Oh,
happens a lot, and I didn't know this, and I kept seeing tornado warning, and I was like, what? And my grandmother's like, yes, because, and she's explaining it all to me. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that.
it does make sense, I guess, if you think about it with the high winds, right?
I mean, but I just didn't. I've never heard about that when you hear about hurricanes. So, but
yeah,
it does make sense.
I noticed when like Ian went up towards like North Carolina and all that stuff, they had a whole bunch of tornado watches and stuff up there. So yeah.
And actually, the east coast of Canada was devastated by Fiona because when it came up, I mean, like we've been hearing news reports that they're begging for help because so much was destroyed in Newfoundland and Labrador and like the east coast of Canada.
Wow.
So I mean, you wouldn't think that a hurricane is going to hit that far north, but they do.
Wow, that's incredible.
Tammy says, "Hi everyone. I'm reading Ghost of Misty Hollow in the Ghost of Granny Apple's Cozy Mystery Series."
Nice.
Excellent.
Hi there. Says that hello, going to be reading the perfectly proper Paranormal Museum for the first sprint. I plan to watch the first Top Gun movie later this evening.
Excellent. I love the perfectly proper Paranormal Museum.
I still need to get to the latest one.
Me too, but I'm having trouble finding it because I was going to read it for the paranormal prompt, but I don't know.
And Greenstick says, I hear that Carmela is what inspired Bram Stoker to write Dracula. Yeah, I've heard that too. That's why I thought it was a vampire novel. Like up there. And Cav says, happy rainy Monday. I just finished my book, so now I have to figure out what to read next. I'm having a lively discussion with my TBR, no consensus.
Don't let it bully you.
Yeah.
Read what you want to read.
You're in charge, Cav. You're in charge.
Right?
And Amy says, hello, I'm reading The Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen.
Awesome.
My eyeballs cannot read that small print sometimes. And hi, Amy says, hi, everyone. I am currently reading A Rule Against Murder by Louise Penny, 17%.
Excellent.
Wow.
And Cajun says, Meg is up to 32, and 33 is scheduled for next year. Okay, so you're almost caught up then.
Yeah.
Wow, wowzers.
Well, Rosie says, hi, I'm still reading Steeped in Death. It's good. I just haven't felt like reading lately for some reason, but we'll hopefully get a few chapters done tonight. Okay.
Nice.
Awesome.
And Karen says, hi, everyone. Tonight I'm reading Spooky Business by Addison Creek. I like all these titles. They're so fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Mother Goose Librarian says, hi, everyone. I'm looking to find my name.
Mother Goose, you and Cav should give each other
suggestions. Yeah.
A suggestion and go from there.
And Annie says, hi, all. Listening to Halloween Homicide by Tony Compass. Cool.
Excellent.
Nice.
And Tammy says, I read that Killer Clown book. Very well researched and done. Cool.
It could be a kid's book about a clown at a birthday party. I still wouldn't read it because it's a clown.
I'm 100% with you.
So, in other words, you'll never finish the Small Spaces series because the last one, Empty Smiles, has creepy clowns in it.
Well, I did read actually a love inspired book that had it took place at a fair and there were clowns. So I'll just be really freaked out. Like I'm never gonna read it. Let's be realistic.
That is still one that I need to read. I've read all these other Stephen King. I've never read it.
I had a toy when I was a kid, like right, and it was a clown, and I remember distinctly had like a plastic nose that you turned it, and it played like do do do, you know, like the fair music. Creeped my aunt out every time that she would come to babysit. She would turn him backwards and stick him in the corner in my room. So I think that's where my fear came from. Was she was afraid, so I was afraid. You know what I mean?
You know what? That is absolutely hilarious because my fear of clowns comes from my Mima that lives here. She had her cover on the nightlight that was in her room was this big clown smiling, but it like shadowed on the wall.
Oh,
so it's this big creepy like, and I'm like, you're the reason. You are the reason I'm afraid. And she's like, I was just trying to toughen you up. I was like,
well, it didn't work.
Yeah. I'm like, well,
and I
opposite effect. That's so
and I
funny
did
about
do research
even
on
creepier.
right. I did do research on why people have this fear. Like I never had a clown that scared me for any reason, so why would you be afraid of it, right? But they say like if you had trauma as a child, which me being in hospital, a lot of like the mask for the doctors is very traumatic to a child. And they said that that can manifest into like a fear of clowns because you can't see the face. I'm like,
see that.
See, I blame my surgeons, my aunt and my surgeons.
So Jessica Ann says she doesn't know how she feels about that book. She needs to sit on it.
Ooh.
I thought it was going to be like the guest list, but it was not.
I have not read the guest list either.
Because, well, see, I haven't read the guest list because I didn't like the Hunting Party by is it Lucy Foley?
Lucy Foley.
And I figured they were going to be like really close. Everybody says that they're kind of the same, and then some people either like the guest list and didn't like the Hunting Party, or like vice versa. And so I just haven't really did it. I was like, oh, I don't know. I'll probably be one of those that don't like it, so I haven't tried it. So now my interest is peaked. If it's not like the guest list, then what is it like? So Kimberly says, I'm reading Narwhal I'm Around, The Incredible Dead Pets of Rex Dexter. I love that series by Aaron. It's such fun.
Is it middle grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about this boy who it was kind of like a big moment, where you go and you put your deal in there to get your ticket, like one of those, whatever that thing was, a little genie or whatever he was in there, read your card, and he gets a card and it says something about I can't remember exactly, but it had something to do with dead pets or something about pets. And he's like, well, this is kind of dumb. But then a chicken gets ran over, I think it is. And then all of a sudden he has a chicken that's been following him around. It's flat chicken. It was his pet because his parents thought they would try a chicken first. And if he could take care of a chicken, he could get a dog. And it ends up getting flattened. So it didn't really work very well. So he's got like this dead chicken that's like his. And he ends up with
hilarious.
He ends up with these other dead animals, and he has to solve kind of the mystery of what happened to these dead animals that and stuff. So it's cute. I liked it. And Dream says, hello, everyone. I haven't chosen my book for tonight yet. I've made myself a chicken and veggie wrap. There you go.
Ooh, nice.
Yum.
And one more said, Mel Mike says, hi, Stormy. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Sarah. Hi, everyone. I'm going to start In the Company of Witches by Erilee Wallace. Number one, the Even Fall Witches. I haven't read at all since Saturday. Don't judge.
We're not here to judge. And that book has been my favorite so far this month. I loved it.
I am really hoping to start it this month.
So what are you reading, Tiffany?
I am reading 2 books. One is a NetGalley arc of A Doom Full of Sugar, which I am loving. Has anybody read it?
I'm good, but I have that one as a NetGalley arc. So
I'm really, really enjoying it. And then I'm also listening to Mrs. Morris and the Ghost. It's the first book in the Salem B&B Cozy Mystery series. It's by Tracy Walton. And I'm only 12% in, so chapter 3, but it's good so far.
Fantastic. I'm starting a book, an audio book.
Yeah.
I know. I was approved for this on NetGalley on audio. So I'm like, okay. So there's the cover. Look, there's pumpkins. It's Halloweeny. It's Calypso, Corpses, and Cooking by Raquel V. Ryers. It's the second book in the Caribbean Kitchen series. I haven't read the first book, but you know me. Let's dive into book number 2.
The first one was really good.
So I'm going to start this tonight. I thought, I really like listening to audio while we're doing these sprints because I can knit at the same time. So there we go.
There you go. Yeah. So I'm in the middle of a bunch of things, but right now I don't know if you can see it. Ravenfall. It's by
I love that cover.
Kaylin Josephson. And the blurb says it's like Halloween Town meets Supernaturals, and that is really kind of how it is. It's about like this town, and there's like all kinds of like creatures and things in it, and the main character that comes from a psychic family, and they can, all of them have different kind of psychic abilities. She just happens to be the one that if she touches somebody, she sees death and stuff like that. So she doesn't like touching anybody and things like that. And then she meets a boy who needs help, and she wants to try to help him do things. And yeah, but she has a cat named Max who's a Jabberwocky in disguise as a cat, and so it's got all these different like creatures and monsters and stuff. And I don't think it's too creepy, but somebody was asking me about it, and I said I think it is probably a little bit creepier than what Tiffany could do. But it's not like too creepy.
I love the scale that we had going.
I said it's hard for me to like, because to me it's very tame, but I know some of the things I read about, I'm like, well, that might creep somebody out. I'm trying to, so it's like, don't ask me if it's too scary, because I'll be like, no.
Well, it's the same when people ask me like, how spicy is this? That depends on your version of spice, right?
Most definitely.
Well, the one that was asking me about it said she was more on the level of Tiffany. So I was like, I think it might be a step above Tiffany. So I don't know. So, you may like it, you may not. I don't know.
If 1 and 5 are the rating, I'm about a -2.
We were talking about it in the currently reading on Killing Time with Cozies. If you get in there, we were talking about Tiffany's level of spooky. And I said, I think, and somebody said Coraline. And I said, no, I think her level is a Hotel Transylvania cartoon.
No, that's Babysitter's Haunted House is Tiffany's level.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Seventh Heaven Halloween shows, that's where I'm at.
Right, yeah.
I think Halloween
Charlie Brown
might be, Have you ever seen that too, Halloween Town? It's Disney.
I have seen it.
I was like, it's not too spooky. That might be a good Tiffany. It's the supernatural part that they added. Yeah. Halloween Town meets Supernatural.
Yeah.
It's a little spookier than.
Got it.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and read to the top of the hour. Awesome. And so happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
So how'd everybody do?
Really good. I had to write a review for Ned Galley. So I listened to Mrs. Morris and the Ghost during that. I got to 20%, and I am 36% in A Doom Full of Sugar. And really, I'm enjoying both. Okay, buddy, can you move now?
Just no.
I got to 7%, but I made an 8 dinner as well. So I had macaroni and cheese in case anyone's curious. But I have to slow this one down in my normal speed because of all the Spanish words.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I am enjoying it.
Your dinner.
I said I've read
your dinner.
It was it now. Did you just have macaroni and that's it, or did you have anything with it, or just
no macaroni? Just macaroni and cheese, like Kraft box macaroni and cheese, because I am that boring.
Well, like we'll have like that, but we'll like chop up like hot dogs and put in it or something like that. I don't know if you've ever done that.
My cousins did that. I'm a purist. Just give me, as we call it up here, Kraft dinner.
I like macaroni and cheese, but I would need some sort of protein with it or I'd be hungry, like a piece of chicken. Not in it, but like
on the side. Yeah. That's fair. No, not for me.
Awesome.
Okay, so I got to 81% of Ravenfall, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
It definitely, I think it's in the middle of a Tiffany Spooky and a Stormy. Like, I think it's like closer to Tiffany Spooky, but I do think if somebody doesn't like Spooky, that it might be a little over too. I don't know, but it has two different points of views, and it has two narrators, so that's kind of cool too, because it has one for the boy and one for the girl. So that's kind of
fun. Oh, awesome!
But the one for the boy, like he's got like this really nice, soft kind of voice that it's like it's a good thing I'm sitting up and not laying down because he could put me to sleep. And it's not that it's boring. It's just he's got that kind of voice that just kind of soothing.
Very mellow.
Yeah, it's just very nice.
He could narrate ASMR videos.
Yeah. It's very nice.
You're getting sleepy.
And so Jessica then said, Amari and the Great Games is good so far, but it's a bit slow halfway now and just getting to the games. But it's been action-filled, a lot going on. I'd say it's about a 3.5 so far. So games need to start. Okay, so you're about there. I'm kind of curious to see how you will be when you get to the end of it, because I know Sherry gave it, I think, 5 stars. She really liked it. But it's good to know that it has a little bit of a slow start, because I really liked Amari and the Night Brothers. I gave that one like 5 stars, so I'm hoping this one is going to be just as good. But I've started it like several months ago, and it was a little on the slow side, so then everything else got put in front of it, and it just kind of got bumped down. And it's like, oh, I really need to get to that. So I looked and I found an audiobook on one of the library orders. So it's like maybe that'll bump it up a little bit.
Good.
So. Also, while I was doing that, I was searching for Nora Roberts and other books for. I need to do my November TBR. So I was putting things on hold and hope that it comes in time.
There you go.
Because I figure it's going to be like this. If it comes in, I'm going to read it, kind of thing. Because I don't really, with the books that she's chosen, I mean, I haven't even really looked at like the synopsis. So it's just, I just like put them all on hold and we'll see what happens, and we'll read something where it comes in. And Dream says, oh, I love Little Women. It's one of my favorite books. Yes.
I was trying to look up, has everybody ever read March?
Mm-mm.
It's just called March, which is the sister's last name. It's I was trying to find who it was by. Okay, Geraldine Brooks. So it's from the perspective of the dad away at war, because like Little Women, of course, is all of them at home while dad's at war over Christmas. And March is from, and it was just written, I mean, within the last, well, I don't know what year. I mean, I didn't live in Florida when it was written. Let's see. 2006. But they did an excellent job with it because I was a little worried. I was like, oh, because that's a lot to take on, but it was really good. It's by Geraldine Brooks.
I'll have to give that one a try. I'd be kind of curious to see like his point of view, I guess.
It was good.
Jenny says, Jessica, and it snowed here today too. It was raining when I went into the store and snowing when I came out. Not ready for snow yet. Yeah. I hate it when you do that. When you go into a store and it's doing one thing, you come out and something, it's like, whoa, what happened? It's like you went through a looking glass and came out different on the other side.
It's getting dark so much earlier now, and Garrett and I went to Walmart. We weren't in there for long, like a half an hour. But by the time we came out, it was full dark out, and Garrett's like, "How long were we in Walmart?"
Yeah, I'm on the side that I hate that it gets dark so soon. I know a lot of people like it, but I hate it. I know.
I'm with you, Storm. I don't like it.
And I said, I swear I've been like, for like the last week or so, it's like around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I get so tired. I said, am I preparing for this dark early? It's like my body already knows it's going to happen. It's getting ready to hibernate for winter or something. I don't know.
And it's my biggest complaint of working till 7 o'clock at night, because literally I feel like I finish work. All right, eat something now. It's time for bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? That's exactly how it feels to me. So
yeah, and I don't like driving in the dark, so therefore any kind of things that happen after 5 o'clock, it's like, do I really need to do that? Because I don't want to do it because it's dark.
Well, that was one of the discussions that Garrett and I had on Friday when we decided to say forget it and come home, was that it was already dark out and my eyesight is not the best to begin with. Throw me in a dark, in an area I don't know. And in the States, your roads in general are not as well lit as they are up here. Yeah. Like as soon as you cross the border, it's like you're now suddenly on a runway for like an airport. We're so well lit on the highway, but you guys are not. So I'm like, I just have to get to the border and then I'll be okay.
To race to the border. It's like,
right?
Get there, then it'll be lit up. That's cool. And let's see. Jenny said, Jessica and oh wait, I think I read that one already. Moving on. Jessica Lynn says, I think the hurricanes are scarier though because of how much water is involved on top of the tornadoes, which makes it much scarier.
Truth.
And Jessica said, Jenny, I am like a child when I see snow. I think it's so beautiful, but after Christmas, it can go away. And Cajun says, yes, especially the backside of the hurricane. That's why, like, Georgia gets tornadoes after hurricane in Florida. Kind of spins them off on the backside as it's going through. It's like I already tortured you with the hurricane, but here, have some more.
Yeah, something extra.
And he says, our community looked like it had tornadoes. So one home would be hit and 2 houses down would be fine during Ian. Yeah.
My grandmother said the same thing, not for this one, but the last bad one that was in Florida, she said that's what her community looked like. She said she knew there had been tornadoes come through because one house wouldn't have a roof and then the next house would be untouched. I can't think of what the last one was.
Yeah, I can't either. And it's so weird how tornadoes do that too. Because it's like whenever we had the one that came through here into like 2008 and it tore off our roof. And like there was like a whole house over here that was like nothing like it was a brick house and there was no bricks. It was just gone.
Oh my god.
But then the next house over by it is just fine and looks just fine. And it's like, and we always wondered, where did the bricks go and who got the bricks? Because it's like they're gonna land somewhere, and where did the bricks go? Hannah says, hello, having internet problems, yuck, which makes it hard to do anything, but I will be reading Beach Read.
Oh no.
And Jesse
says,
on the internet. How are y'all doing? I'm starting The Widow Pale Harbor by Hester Fox.
I have not heard of that one.
I have heard of that one. I think I've read one by Hester Fox, maybe.
Yeah, I have.
And Beth says, I am really enjoying the book. I plan to read the second book this month as well.
Excellent. It's a fun series.
And Jessica Lynn says that Hannah, you'll have to tell me what you think. I loved it, but people have not liked it and enjoyed her other book, but I loved them all. Yeah, I think out of all of her books, Beach Read is the one that has had more of mixed feelings about it. And Alicia said, Amy, I love Other Birds. Hope you enjoy it also. And Anita says, hi, everyone. I'm reading Christmas Eve Cowboy.
Ooh, I like it.
Ooh. I'm sold.
Yeah. Had cowboy on the end of it, so I'm sold too. It's like
my ears just went
yeah. And Amy says, got approved for The Arc of 22 Seconds by James Patterson on NetGalley, but I can't get it to load on my Kindle app. Anybody have issues with NetGalley today?
No,
I haven't tried downloading anything, so I don't know.
That's what I was about to say. I haven't tried.
Okay, I'm listening to a book on the app, and I'm not having any problems, but I haven't sent anything to Kindle.
Yeah, I haven't done anything for a while with that yet, so I don't know. And Katie says, Stephen King has a lot to answer for. So many people freaked out about clowns now.
Accurate.
Very true.
And Jessica Lynn says, I don't mind the cutesy clowns like Ronald McDonald, but creepy clowns, no way.
No, I'm sorry. Ronald McDonald can go away too.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Sarah.
I'm like, stay away from my food.
I'm just like, stay away from me.
And
yeah, that too.
Hannah says, we can buddy read at Storm. I gave up this month. It's too big. Well, if you don't mind waiting till next year, I may try. Well, it is too big to start at the end of the year when I have too many other things going on. So.
Have you heard about Nora November?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And Karen says, I have read many books by Stephen King, and to be honest, it was not the best book by Stephen King. Yeah, I know there's some issues with some parts in it, like at the end, that a lot of people like didn't like, that is not portrayed in the like movies. So you would only know about it if you read the book.
My brother was having that discussion on the weekend. Actually, my niece, she's 12, and she was talking about wanting to read it. And my brother's like, there are some parts that are questionable. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So it's like, I'm geared up for it. I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that's like a lot of people really liked it until they got to that part, and they're like, "What are you thinking about, Stephen King? What were you doing?"
Yeah, yeah.
Amy says, it switched to EPUB for the download, so I don't know what's going on.
I think because Amazon no longer supports the Mobi files. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm not IT.
So we're not going to be able to put books on the Kindle from NetGalley?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, that's a problem.
I think it's no longer, you should be able to still put a Mobi file on there, but I don't know if it's being supported. I don't know. That's just what I heard. See, I download mine and then sideload them to my Kobo. But that's what I do, right?
I don't know. I hope that's not the case. That'll be bad.
I hope so too for you guys.
Let's see.
I'm sorry if you hear Kairu snoring.
It's okay.
I'm going to try to download one, and then I'll check it on the Sprint and see if it downloads.
Yeah. Good idea.
It's gracious, buddy.
And so, and Bev says, I have 2 copies and the audiobook for it. Yeah. I have the copy, and it's so big over there that it's intimidating because I know it's like really thick. I think that's the thing. We'll have to split it up and do it like in some this month, some that month until we finish it up. That's how I like to do my big books.
Right?
Jinx says, my first word was clown. Says a lot about my mom and dad.
Wait, what did it say?
So her first word was clown.
Oh.
So it says a lot about her mom and dad. Bev said, I didn't like guest list. I DNF'd it at 70%. So you even gave it a really good try and then decided, nope, no more.
Wow, to DNF something at that point? Yeah.
There's like 2 people in guest list to root for. And one of them's the killer, right? No.
Yeah.
I saw this, and this reminded me. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's a meme that my friend sent to me, and it said, "Forget the elf on the shelf. It's time for doll in the hall." And it was like when your kids are being bad, they're like, take the worst porcelain doll they're already scared of and keep hiding it around the house, like just sitting randomly on the staircase. I was like, oh my. I mean, it was a meme. It was a total, I mean, assuming it was a joke. But when I read that, I was like, that so reminds me of that. Called Doll in the Hall October.
My best friend had a bunch of those, and I used to hate staying at her house. Ooh.
It sounds like it could be a spooky story, like a book or something.
Well,
a middle grade book.
Sarah, one of my friends' moms collect them, and she didn't like them. So when she bought her first house, her mother took one of those dolls and hung it like so that it was just peeking into her bedroom window of the new house she bought.
No. No.
It was hilarious. And she's like, this is for all the times you messed with me when you were a child.
I love it.
It would be horrible.
Yeah, I'm like, well, now that she lives with you again, because she can't live in her new home she just bought.
Yeah, right.
Porcelain dolls are the creepiest, though.
They are creepy. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
They're creepy.
And I think that's the one thing about Doll Bones that I read by Holly Black. I'm like, it has a creepy is a doll made out of bones. But it's like a porcelain doll, but it has like where you can put like the ashes or something inside it, and it's got the bone and it's just really creepy and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't think it was a very creepy book, but the doll was creepy, and just them going on this adventure by themselves. These kids, they had no money. They didn't tell their parents like where they were going. I'm like, they get on a bus and there's this really creepy, strange guy there, and it's like that was probably the spooky parts of the probably a little bit spookier than the actual doll bone thing.
Ew.
Amish dolls don't have faces on them, and those creep me out too.
I can imagine.
Yeah. My great grandmother was in the car wreck and lost an eye. She has a glass eye, but didn't wear it and kept it in a glass on the stand. That freaked me out. I was just,
my gosh, no. that would freak
traumatize.
Yes. And Beth says, I really loved Mrs. Morris and the Ghost.
I'm liking it so far.
And Jessica Lynn says, and that was so sad, but I would have been scared too. Mm-hmm. I love Halloween Town, so I'll have to check out that book. And no, Tammy, I haven't started Red Rover yet, but it is on my Hoopla. I have put it on my Hoopla, so I will get to it. I had to make her tell me if the dog died in the end or not.
Oh, no, I would want to know that too.
Because it's a really spooky looking dog because it's got red eyes on the cover. And I'm like, okay, so I know it's a bad dog, but does it live?
I would need the reassurance. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
And Cajun says, Jessica Lynn, she was fine with just the one eye, but kept the glass one in case you needed to go see it.
It's the fancy eye.
And Hermione says, I swear, hi, Tiffany. I stare. Hi, everyone. I'm in between books at the moment. A few options. So going to try a chapter and pick one. I hope you figured one out.
What did you figure out? Yeah.
I will do one more and then we can sprint again. It says, hi, Elizabeth. It says, hi, everyone. I finished up a reread of The Further Chronicles of Avalon by L.M. Montgomery. And we'll say hi to Jahar because she's joined in and reading Shadows of Yoshi. Maybe. Oh, another hi. Hello. Yeah. Get all the hellos out of the way. Okay. Now we'll read.
Okay. You gotta move. Yeah.
Hey, read to the top of the hour. Happy reading, everyone.
Excellent.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
There, that's a good boy. Good boy. Okay. Good boy.
I pushed the wrong button. So how did everybody do?
Good. I talked with Hannah on the Discord. She was looking up a book on Audible for me, and I got 41%.
Cool.
I DNF'd the book I was listening to.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
17% in it. I just said, no, I'm done.
Which one was that?
That was Calypso's Corpses and blah, blah, blah. The cover is delightful. The issue is, and you read the first one, right, Tiffany?
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish, and it's not given to you what they're saying. Like, she's talking to her son in passages in Spanish. And I'm just like, it's probably not integral to the story, but as the reader, it's frustrating. I'm missing half the book because I don't speak the language, right? So I just said, no, I'm not wasting my time. DNF.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I have like 4 minutes left of my book.
Oh my goodness. I would have extended the sprint, but
right.
That's how I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, it's time, and then I pushed the wrong button to shut my camera off instead of the mute button. I was like, what? That's not right.
It happens.
And let's see, Green Six didn't get any reading done, but did fill up 2 big bags of trash and got them down to the bins at the road for pickup tomorrow. That's very productive. Anyway, every time I fill the bins to the top, I count that as a big win. And Hannah says made it to 16%. This was in the before sprint because we're behind. It's not pulling me in as quickly as her other 2 did.
I don't remember what she's reading. Oh, Beach Read.
Beach Read. That's why I said that's the one that I feel like gets the most mixed reviews on. So. And Kath says negotiations are still ongoing with the cozies, so I started reading love-inspired suspense while they duke it out.
Nice.
There you go. And then it says Rocky Mountain Vendetta by James M. Is it Cote?
Nice.
Coyote?
Awesome.
Don't know how to say that. Fast paced so far. That's always good. And we'll skip all that because we're already past that. And Melmac says, I can't say how much I read during that sprint. I don't remember. I swore to secrecy. That was the first sprint. That's funny.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hey, Mazda says, hi, everyone. I'm reading Reckless Souls by Casey King.
Awesome. Good to see you.
And Alicia says, switch to audiobook for a perfect bind. The narrator's so good. Really enjoy it.
Ooh, awesome.
Jeannie says, not boring at all, Sarah. I love eating just shells and cheese for dinner. There you go. Yeah, I like shells and cheese over Kraft.
I do too.
But that's just because when I was a kid, I was very, very picky eater. And my grandma knew that I would eat Kraft macaroni and cheese, and I would eat fish sticks. And I still to this day don't really care for fish sticks or Kraft macaroni and cheese. So.
See, I will still eat both happily.
Yeah.
I like Kraft okay, but I prefer the shells and cheese because I just prefer the liquid cheese to the powder cheese.
And I'm also the weird one though, because whenever I did have to eat like the Kraft, I would put ketchup in it. And so now I have to put ketchup in all my macaroni and cheese. So
my best friend was a ketchup fanatic. Like every single thing she ate, she put ketchup in it, to the joke because she spent so much time at our house when we were kids. Her parents both worked, and you know what I mean? So anyway, when she got married, my parents were invited to her wedding, and my mom brought out a thing of ketchup and put it on the head table.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Okay, when I worked at McDonald's and stuff, whenever I would eat there for like my breaks or whatever it is, I would get like the Big Mac deal, and I would like squirt all in like the top lid of like the Big Mac, and then put my fries on this side and everything. And they're like, would you like some fries with your ketchup?
My stepson used to get extra ketchup on his burgers from McDonald's you would see it dripping out the side.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I'm a very big ketchupaholic. I've cut down quite a bit. But yeah, I used to. I mean, I would fill that thing up probably about like halfway.
Wow.
So Sarah's American,
but I think it's
Canadian Kraft.
Okay, see, so I bought a box of American Craft Dinner when it was the only foodstuffs I bought when I was in Buffalo. And that's what I had for dinner tonight because I wanted to see, because they've changed the taste of it up here from what I remember as a kid. And it tastes the same. So it's not different. It's just the name of it is different. You guys call it macaroni and cheese. We actually call it Kraft Dinner.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they've just ruined the taste of it everywhere.
Pretty much. I was so disappointed. I'm like, oh,
that is a bummer.
Oh, Dream decided to read Jane Eyre for the first time on page 14. Ooh. Yay, I hope you like it. It's one of my favorites.
I enjoy that book.
Amy says, is a bit amazing how the little great games has to do with the plot. Well, that's not good because, I mean, it's Amari and the Great Games. It's supposed to have a lot to do with the plot. Melmac says, it is a good day to eat mac and cheese. I don't know about Canada, but it's National Pasta Day in the U.S., so you can still celebrate. There you go.
Oh, yeah. No, I like pasta. Every day. It's a food group.
Yeah.
So Amy said, though, she did still love Amari, though, so that's good. And Jessica says, I love the Night Brothers, and I am loving this one, too. Just need stuff to start happening. Hello, Rocket. And Melmac says, Nora November equals Storm Surprise.
That's, yeah. True.
And Dream says she has March on her TBR.
Good.
Oh, there you go.
And Jessica says, I love when it gets darker sooner. This is my time of the year. See, that's what I said. I know a lot of people do like it. But I'm not. And I think more or less I feel sorry for my brother because he's like a really big outdoorsy person. And he likes to be outside all the time. But he works from like when it's dark in the morning to when it's dark at night. Especially whenever it turns dark at like 5 o'clock. He won't get home until dark. So then he doesn't get to do anything outside. So I feel bad. Melmac says, the only time I like when it gets dark early is from Thanksgiving to New Year's because the Christmas and the holiday lights, it looks pretty in the dark. Yeah.
It's true.
I can see that, but see, I can wait until it gets like super dark to then go out and look at the Christmas lights. It doesn't have to get dark early. Like there's a place here in Carthage. I don't know if they still do it or not, but they have like it's a drive-through and there's all these lights and everything that they have, and you just like drive through it and it's like really pretty. But I'm like, but then I'd have to drive to Carthage in the dark. Because it's like I don't like driving in the dark. It's like, can I find somebody to take me? Because I'm like, that would be a good vlog. I can like go through it. Like,
right.
But
Actually, Garrett and I have been talking, and I think this weekend or next weekend is Halloween. We're gonna go on a haunted walk in Toronto, and you can pick what time you want to do it. And we're gonna go at like 7 o'clock because I said to Garrett, it'll just start getting dark, so it won't be full dark when we're going. So they like take you to different places downtown and give you the ghost story. I can't wait. I've been wanting to do this for years.
That is awesome.
That sounds fun. That does sound fun. I've been to a haunted hotel before, and those are fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't do these things, but they sound really fun.
Well, there's two different ones. There's the one in downtown, and then there's one at Black Creek Pioneer Village, which is a legit pioneer village north of us. And they actually say on the website, this one is not meant for children or for people who scare easily, because it's very, very paranormal, like that one. And I'm like, ooh, I really want to do that one too.
Kevin did talk me into going a few years ago, not very long ago, right before we moved to Florida. There's a prison that's in Missouri that's shut down, and it's like known as a haunted prison, and you can take a tour of it.
Okay.
And I actually didn't get scared. I was more like, I don't even know how to describe it. I more thought it was humorous because people were like, someone's pulling my hair, and it'd be like the guy next, and I'm like, I don't know. I
didn't go to like my first spook house until I was probably in my mid-20s, maybe, or something like that, and some of us from McDonald's, they were like, hey, let's go, so we went to spook house. And it was like the first one, it was really lame. I thought it was really lame because it was like these guys in like hockey masks were supposed to be aliens, but they were like the glow in the dark like hockey masks for like Jason mask or whatever it is, and they were, And they were all like yelling at me, and I'm like, "Are you supposed to be scary?" It's like walking through it. People are screaming and doing all this, and I'm like, I'm not. You're not impressing me.
See, a spook house I don't have any interest in, but this to me, it's more history than anything else.
Yeah,
And
that was.
that's what's driving me. It's like, oh, I want the history, right? So
Well, it's
shall
like
see.
when we went to the haunted hotel. It's in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, I believe, the Crescent Hotel. And it was me and my aunt and a group of her friends. It was super expensive to like go there because we all slept in the same room, and it still cost me $75.
Oh my lord.
It's like it's super expensive like to
Wow.
go there. And but then at like 8 o'clock at night, they take you on a tour and they tell you all the spooky stuff. And then it ends by 10 o'clock and they ship you off to bed. So I'm like, yeah, of course, everybody's going to think that they're seeing all kinds of stuff or hearing things or, but it was fun.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope.
And so
big fat nope.
Jessica wants to know, is it Irma, Tiffany?
It was Irma.
Hurricane? Yeah. And the Rocket says, thinking I might throw on an audiobook so I can work on some book sleeve orders. Cool.
Excellent.
And Hannah says, Beach Read is her first adult romance, right? And I think so.
From the author?
Yeah.
Who's the author? Isn't that Emily Henry?
Yeah.
She wrote something else? Interesting. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that's like the first one I remember her writing or people talking about anyway.
Oh, yeah, she does. It looks like she has written YA.
And Amy says she's really liking Other Birds. And Jessica said yes to Hannah. So, okay, that explains it. It feels like she's finding her groove with the adult romance. Okay. It says, yes, but I loved each read, so I love all her adult books. Only YA stuff, not so much.
Mm.
So, love it. Can't wait till next year. And Jenny said to Anita, Christmas Eve Cowboy was a great read. What did you think of it so far?
It sounds cute.
And she is liking it so far.
Excellent.
And Green Sips, my email from Amazon said they are phasing out Mobi files and switching to EPUB. Oh, that reminds me, for Amy, if she is still here, I downloaded one off of NetGalley, and so then I checked my Kindle, and it was there, and I pushed it, and it came on. So maybe you're just, maybe you got a corrupted file, or maybe you should try to download it again. Maybe. I don't know. She said, yes, I've downloaded EPUB instead of Mobi. And Jessica said, I have never read Stephen King, so I'm good.
I'm with you, Jessica Lynn. I'm so with you.
And Amy said, you found 2 people to root for? I really enjoyed Guest List, but there's not a lot of likable characters.
That's funny.
And Jessica Lynn said, my Nana has a creepy ragdoll sitting rocking chair all by itself, and it always creeped me out.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
And Amy says, when I downloaded the book, it showed EPUB on NetGalley, but it's not even showing up in the net. Okay, so maybe the book you have is only EPUB and it doesn't have the Kindle by. I know sometimes some of the publishers, they will only let you do EPUB. So then you have to have like Adobe Digital to like download it. So like if you get like the app on your phone or on your computer or whatever, you can download it that way. Because I know I do that with like the graphic novels that I get on NetGalley. They're usually EPUB only. So I'll bring up the app on my phone so that way I can download it to the Adobe Digital I have on my phone and read the graphic novel on my phone.
For some reason, I couldn't, I don't remember why, but it wouldn't let me make an Adobe Digital account. I don't remember why. It's been a long time. Yeah, I had trouble with it.
So Annie says, a lot of my childhood dolls had eyes that would stick shut and then suddenly pop open. Freaky, yeah.
Nope. Do you guys remember Teddy Ruxpin?
Yes.
Little teddy bear Teddy Ruxpin. I loved him, but my Teddy Ruxpin, I think, got possessed towards the end of his life, or he was just broke, and I just took it that way. And I was like, you got to get rid of this thing. Mom's like, you love Teddy. I'm like, not anymore. I don't. Get him away from me. Because he would just like go, nope, no.
I had this bear growing up, and I don't even remember what it was called, but it looked like a lion, and you would squeeze it, and he would say things. And I'd had it from when I was a kid, and when I was a teenager, it was fun to squeeze it because it would go, because like the it's like, did I scare you?
Oh,
because it was supposed to roar. Did I scare you? You know, whenever you push it,
yeah,
and stuff. And I love that thing. I wish I had it, but it got destroyed in the tornado.
I have a Winnie the Pooh that was given to me the day I was born, and you used to be able to like turn the back, like a key on the back, and it would play the Winnie the Pooh. It doesn't play anything anymore now, and Pooh's gotten fatter because of fit, but he sits on my side of the bed. He went down the stairs. He's been in a hospital. He's been with me for every surgery in the OR. Like they begged to brought him. That bear has seen things he will never not see again.
That's funny.
Winnie's been through a lot.
Hi, Polly.
Right?
Hi, Polly.
Yeah, that was for Hannah. It said Jessica didn't read, had a snack of Cheetos, and can't read and eat Cheetos. Orange fingers. That is so true.
100%.
Hi, Lee. Said, hey, everyone. I just got home, so I thought I'd pop in. At least say hello.
Hello, hello.
How was your trip if you're still around?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was your trip?
Say 53% into Carmela. It's a novella, so it should be able to finish tonight. Cool. Are you liking it? Because I know, it's older style. I don't know. I think Dracula is boring. Like the novel, I think it's boring. I have to listen to it.
The first half of Dracula was creepy. The second half of Dracula was like, what the hell is this? Like,
I listened to the like, it's like more like a dramatization, and it had like Tim Curry and some other people that were narrating, and it was a lot better. I was like, because I tried reading it, and I was like, oh. That's why with my classics, a lot of times I have to like listen to them and follow.
Oh, I have to do audio on most classics. They're very wordy.
And Sarah says, I have that book on my TBR, so thanks for the warning.
Yeah, I have it as a read for this month.
Promise. Like it had promise to it. Like the other thing too is you have to read the first book. Literally the entire first book is given to you. It's rehashed. So
surprise. Well, Mac didn't read. That's funny.
I'm
And so Lee said it was nice. We both struggled with allergies, and we stayed in New York at Lake George area every night and drove back and forth because Vermont hotel prices were insane.
Wow.
We had a fun time though.
Oh, good.
Gotcha. I hope we get to see a vlog of the pictures.
Agreed.
And Jessica Lynn says, my cousin was the same, Sarah. He used to put ketchup in his mashed potatoes and gravy and just about everything. It was a joke because he would also eat ice cream with ketchup. Okay, now that's a little too far.
Ooh, that's different. It's different. I eat weird things, so I try not to, you know. I know I think things that, people think is strange, but yeah, that's different.
When we were in the States, I went and got McDonald's that one night for dinner, and I said to the girl, I'm like, do you have McChicken sauce? She looks at me, she's like, what? I'm like, McChicken, like the McChicken sauce comes in, you can get it in like a packet.
Oh.
Here.
I've never even heard of it.
Because I use it for my friend. She had no idea what I was talking about. She gave it to me in a cup.
I've never even heard of it.
It's just interesting. It's a British thing. To have fries and mayo is a British thing. So.
Oh, so you like the packet of mayo? What do you use, or is that what you call McChicken? Like, okay. Yeah. Well, that's what I was like.
McChicken, it's mayonnaise, but it's just
that's what
it's McChicken sauce, but it just comes in like an actual package, right? Like you can just grab them at McDonald's, but you can't in the States, to my understanding.
I've never seen mayonnaise packets at McDonald's. Like at least
now it's been a long time since I worked there. We used to have mayo packages, but that doesn't mean they still do. I was gonna say
maybe they got rid of them, maybe because they're not popular.
Yeah.
But whereas
I was gonna
huge
say
up here.
it's not a popular thing. I never really had a lot of people ask for them, but we did have them. Jessica Lynn, my birthday is in 1 week.
That's awesome.
Oh, and Nancy finished her book, so yay! Got somebody finished her book.
Yay!
And Jessica Lynn says, "I don't like spooky stuff with chainsaws, and no, thank you. I will pass." Yeah, it was funner to go to the spook houses with younger people because they would get like totally freaked out. And we took one of my friends' like little sister and her friend, and I had a shirt over my other shirt, so it was like a flannel. And yeah, we were at the chainsaw like scene at the end, and you couldn't find a way out. And the guy like rips the thing going, makes the noise, and they're like freaking out. One had one side of me, and the other had the other side, and they're going around in circles. And he was having so much fun. He was just chasing them around, and I was going, and I'm like, really? Because I couldn't move. They were wrapping me in my jacket. Finally, one of them seen the door and took off running, and I'm like, thank goodness. Like says, if I ever get a chance to visit England, I'd like to go on a Jack Ripper tour. Yeah, me too. And not maybe in the daytime. It's fascinating to me. And greatest unsolved mystery. Yeah, I would love to go on like the walks like that in England. That would be a lot of fun. Give me a good old fashioned pumpkin hayride.
I would love that too, Jessica. So
yeah, I'm with you, Jessica. I'm with you.
The thing is I like those hay rides where the people jump out at you. So it's more of a
good old fashioned pumpkin nice hay ride. Storm, not where it no.
So Edinburgh, Scotland's supposed to be really spooky too. Yeah,
that's on my bucket list.
Yeah. Nomek says I went to Haunting of Old Fort, Nigeria many years ago. It used to be yearly Halloween event. Not sure if it still is.
Is that on the? That's got to be on the American side of the falls, right, Melmac?
I would assume.
So.
Tiffany, have you ever done Christmas lights in St. Augustine?
I haven't. I haven't, but I've heard. I've never been to St. Augustine, but I've heard nice things about it.
And Anita says, nice blanket or quilt.
Quilty blanket.
And then you got the eyes.
What did I get the eyes for tonight? I've been so nice.
It's because you had to do this.
I threw the key.
Oh, and Annie said, finish Girl in White. I realized it's due tomorrow, so read that instead.
There you go.
How did you like it, Annie?
Another book finished. That's awesome.
And Green Six said, Camila is okay for me. It helps that I'm listening to the multicast. Okay, see, there you go. that makes all a multicast audiobook of it makes it more entertaining.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's late tonight, but I wanted to say hi. Hello tonight.
Hello.
And no vlog. I was usually driving, and Mark was doped up on allergy meds and napping off and on. Okay.
All right.
Said, yes, Fort Nigeria is on the U.S. side.
Yeah, thought so.
That makes sense. No, because Barney's freaky too, y'all. A purple dinosaur? I don't trust a purple dinosaur.
And a giant purple no.
Speaking of the purple dinosaur, there is a documentary on Peacock, and
I saw that.
I love you, I hate you, or something.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it, but I
that.
didn't know that there was so much drama behind the scenes.
I had no idea. Because Barney was way after my time.
Yeah,
way after.
And so I saw a preview. I'm not going to watch it because I have no interest in it. But I would thought the same thing, Storm. I was like, what's all the controversy about the purple dinosaur?
Well, because then they were saying, I never would have thought it would lead to murder, and I was like, seriously?
I didn't know that.
A crime documentary or whatever, and it's like, I don't really have that much of desire. A part of me is kind of interested in the dinosaur. I did not like the dinosaur. And Annie says I gave it 3 stars. They're other author of the same middle grade that I like better, so I guess I was comparing it to them. Yeah, and you did read those, like a lot of those back to back of the same author, and so you got a better comparison of them. So I can see. I really liked Scritch Scratch, or not Scritch Scratch, but The Girl in White. But to me, it's like up there with Scritch Scratch. But I'm not sure. I still think Scritch Scratch might be a little bit. So I was just going to mention the documentary.
Yeah, Lee. If somebody's watched it, just message me, because I do want to know, but not enough to watch it.
Yeah. Well, it's like every time I see it come up there when I'm on Peacock, it's like, I don't know.
I care, but not enough.
I'm thinking the Muppet Babies. I just saw that, where it was like one of my favorite things as a child. Muppet Babies. And Charlie Brown. There you go. There's my cup of tea. We're good.
Yeah, when we were talking about like the level of scare for Tiffany and stuff and everything, and I said probably Hotel Transylvania, the cartoon, because that one's really cute, and stuff. I don't know if you've ever never seen it? You know, like
yeah,
it's cute. Anyway, she said a Muppet Baby's like Halloween or a Muppet Halloween. She goes, "Is there such a thing?" But
yeah.
I love the Muppet movies. I mean, Muppet Babies I loved the Muppet Babies, but the Muppet movies, have y'all watched? I mean, besides Christmas Carol, which is the one that everybody knows, but like
the Great Muppet Caper.
Yes, the Great Caper.
The Muppets Take Manhattan.
That's the one I just said. Takes Manhattan. The space one.
Yes.
Did you see Treasure Island?
Yes.
Muppet Treasure Island.
Yes.
What's the one? What's the other one? Most Wanted.
Yes.
Those are fantastic.
And the original Muppet movie.
Oh yeah.
Where they're in the car.
The only one there was one I haven't seen. I hadn't even heard of it. I was like, what is that?
I think I must have only seen the Christmas Carol.
Oh,
I've heard of a lot of them, but I don't know if I've watched them. Like I may have watched just like previews of them, because like isn't the Treasure Island, does it have Tim Curry in it?
I'm trying to find.
I feel like there's one that has him in it, and
See, I prefer the ones that came out when I was a kid, like the Great Muppet Caper, the Muppet Movie. Like the newer ones, like the Treasure Island ones, I'm not as big a fan of, but the older ones I love.
Yeah. Oh, it was the Wizard of Oz one. I had never seen that. I didn't know they did it.
Hey Jessica, you can let us know. You watched that and let us know, because she said she grew up with Barney and Baby Bop and might have to watch that.
It just made me feel old, because so did my stepkids.
We need a report back.
Right.
So Barney was after my time, but I remember my younger brother watching it. They need to bring back Reading Rainbow. Yeah, I love Reading Rainbow.
Love Reading Rainbow. I was really only allowed to watch PBS. So Mr. Rogers and Mr. Burton have a
special place
in my heart. I loved Reading Rainbow and the Magic School Bus.
I never watched Magic School Bus.
I remember Reading Rainbow, but I don't really remember what it was.
Take a look. It's in
I know that part, but that's it.
I could go anywhere.
I remember watching something that had Bill Cosby in it, and he used to draw things or used to do things, or he did something, and it was on like Saturday morning cartoon.
Was that Fat Albert?
No, it might have been hooked to it. I don't know.
I
loved Fat Albert. I loved that one too. Mr. Rogers' Halloween. That's your kind of level of
Halloween. Would love Mr. Rogers' Halloween, because I absolutely love Fred Rogers. I think he's one of the kindest men. I absolutely love him. Or was one of the kindest men.
And Annie says you would like Haunted Homicide, because the MC doesn't like scary things, but has to go to Halloween events since she's a reporter.
That sounds funny.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
There's another Muppets Christmas movie that takes on It's a Wonderful Life. I can't think of the title.
It's a very Merry Muppet Christmas movie is what it's called. Came out
I've
in
never seen that one either.
2002.
I've never heard of that one.
But like Wizard of Oz was in 2005. Well, I was well past, you know.
Okay, I've never even heard of Zabumaf. And Zoom.
Oh, God.
I've heard of Author, but that's it. Arthur, I've heard of that one, but the other ones I'm out.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either.
Oh, she says Picture Pages, maybe that could be. I don't know. I just don't remember what. I just remember it had Bill Cosby. Oh, and somebody says that one was great. I've never heard of it. I loved it. They're loving it, but I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Must have been after our time.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But a lot of times, even if they're after my time, I've heard of them, but I've never heard of that one.
Like I've heard of Teletubbies because it was like a
Yeah,
cultural thing,
Teletubbies,
right?
yeah.
I did see it.
I
Yeah.
have not seen that, but he did make a good Mr.
I haven't
Rogers.
seen it
I
either.
thought, but I haven't seen it. Nancy,
I didn't
loved
really
Freddy.
watch Mr. Rogers.
Oh,
I watched it a little bit, but what was it called? Captain Kangaroo. That was my thing.
mm.
And Mean Gene. I remember that. Oh, she says it was Picture Pages. Okay.
I've never even heard of that either. But again, we really weren't allowed to watch much besides PBS unless like it was a family like that we were watching as a family. Like,
well, you know, that's pushing my, you know, I mean, that was back when I was like a little bitty kid when I'm watching like the stuff. So it's like what I remember. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood was a favorite.
Love Mr. Rogers.
Anybody watch it? Since we're all like, no, we never heard of it. I feel like I need to look that up though, because I'm curious. And Melmac says, yes, he's a great man. Any Halloween special would be mellow and serene, which is Tiffany's Halloween level cup of tea. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it was two brothers and a lemur teaching you about animals and their habitat and stuff. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I love Bookaboo. I never heard of that one either. A British reading show. That was a cute puppet.
Oh, that sounds fun, but I've never heard of it.
Gotcha. I thought maybe you were having some issues. And we're almost done anyway. So Jessica said to Daniel, it was Zembu Mufu, whatever it is. It was in the 90s in the early. Okay. That's why I probably haven't heard of it. We watched Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, Bob Ross, and Romper Room.
I watched
Romper
Room.
I was going to say Romper Room, I don't know, but the other one.
Yeah, I watched all the other ones, but I don't know what Romper Room is, or I don't remember it.
I was around the Felix the Cat. Oh, Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse. No,
I watched like those on Cartoon Network, but not like, you know.
Here I come to save the day. Mighty Mouse is on the way. It was weird, but I loved it when I was little. That's cool. Romper Room was a local area show. Okay.
That's why that makes sense, Lee.
Do you have anything coming up on your channel?
Tomorrow I have the spooky October books I still want to get to, including Calypso, Corpses, and Cooking, which Sarah was talking about. So that's coming up tomorrow. What about you?
Well, I would like to get my November TBR videotaped and so I can start editing. So maybe I will have that up by the end of the week. I don't know, but hopefully. That is, and the thing is though, I'm afraid I'm going to start looking at those books and then I'm going to be like, I want to dig into those now. And then it's like, no, November. So Hannah would be, so we have to talk about so many 90s, 2000 shows. Hannah, the computer issues. Yeah. She had computer issues. Okay, so thanks everybody for hanging out with us. And thanks, Tiffany, for being here. And Sarah, if you're in the comments, thank you for being here with us. And so we will say goodnight. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe. Stay warm. Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, Storm.